Hello again, everybody. Welcome to a very, very, very special Touching Greatness.
This is Dave Taylor, former LA King, and you're watching Touching Greatness with Ted Sobel, celebrating 50-plus years.
And thank you, Dave. And we are celebrating 80-plus years today for Mr. Rogie Vachon. And Rogie, it is a total pleasure to have you from your home in Montana. How beautiful is that, guys? With son Nick Vachon, and Nikki and I go way back almost 30 years now, Nick.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while, Teddy. I'm getting older.
It's great. So we're going to cover most of your life today. We're going to have some special features that you're going to get a total kick out of. But the greatest thing about Rogie Vachon that people think about for the last 10 years, that he finally got inducted to the Hockey Hall of Fame. And Rogie, a brief thought on what that was like when you finally got the call.
Well, that was very interesting. Yes. Actually, I was with Nick here at the house in LA.
Yeah.
And I got a call from Lenny McDonald. And Lenny, he said, "Hi, how you doing, Rogie?" I said, "Fine." He said, "You know what?" He said, "You're in." So I said, "I'm in. I'm in what?" He says, "You made the Hall of Fame." So that's how I found out that
There's Lenny right there with the famous mustache. So you had no idea that, I mean, because usually they give you sort of like, hey, maybe this year you got a better chance. That never came up?
No, not really. So I had to wait almost 30 years, really.
Yes, we know.
I didn't know. I forgot about it. I thought there's no way now that I'm going to make it.
Right.
But then finally I got the call, and that was fantastic.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I was in the background and I could hear him, and he's like, "Lanny, I'm what? What are you talking about?" And also from the background, I realized that Lanny was calling him to let him know that he got inducted. It was unbelievable. We probably hugged for 5 minutes after that. It was awesome.
Yeah, and Nick, and nobody gave you any heads up or anything?
Oh no, just a phone call, and that was it.
That is so awesome. Well, you know what? In many ways, that makes it better, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. That was fun.
The best surprise. Now, this is Nick and wife Renee and the kids. Now, is this at the Hall of Fame?
Yep, that was during the weekend.
Okay.
The Hall of Fame weekend was unbelievable. Probably one of the greatest memories of my life. And we were there, and they do like 2-3 days worth of events, and
Yep.
They do different ceremonies, different parties. It was amazing. So yeah, that was from the weekend.
Okay, so Rogie, let's go back way to the beginning. When's the first time you remember playing goal? How old were you?
When I first walking.
Really? It was all. So you never wanted to skate. You just wanted to play in the net.
Yeah, for some reason I was. If
is that you on the right there?
Yeah, that's me, little guy there. Yeah. So with my brothers and cousins, and we used to play like this all the time. And obviously I was the smallest guy, so they said, "Well, you want you to get hurt, so you go in the net."
Nick and I were just talking off the show about how if you were coming up today, they probably wouldn't even give you a chance at your size because you got to be at least 6 feet, right?
Oh,
your thoughts on that?
Yeah, no, they wouldn't even look at me, because I'm 5'7". So
exactly, I know the feeling. I'm 5'7" too.
Yeah, those days are over. No, if you're not 6 foot tall, nobody is looking at you.
Yeah,
because it's a total different style now.
Yeah, exactly. And there's your rookie card. What do you remember about coming up to the Canadiens the first time? Here you are, a Quebec native, and they're the storied franchise in the world. It must have been unbelievable.
Yes, it was. Yeah, I was playing on the farm team in Houston, Texas.
Yeah,
and then sometime in February, I got the call to come in Montreal because one goalie was injured. So anyway, I didn't play right away, but the one night against Detroit Red Wings, uh, the trainer comes in, gives me the puck. He says, "Okay, you're in tonight." So, oh, and then that night, it was incredible. My
Yeah.
first shot, it was a breakaway from Gordie Howe from the blue line in.
Wow.
My first shot, and actually, that was my first save. So that probably kept me in the league for a while.
Did you ever remind Gordy of that down the road?
No, I was scared of him. I just said, "No, I'm gonna."
He probably might have thrown an elbow at
You
you.
were through elbow at me. Yeah, I didn't have any mask in those days.
Well, just to let everybody know Nick's situation with me, we go back to the IHL days. There he is with the Long Beach Ice Dogs. And that was from about 97 to 2000 ish. Is that right, Nick?
Yeah, I think that's right around 97. I think you're right on there. Yeah, I finished
Okay.
97, 98. So look at that. Wow.
There's the program there, number 38. Did you have a reason you had chose 38, or they just gave it to you?
I got traded and I met the team on the road, and so they didn't have any jerseys except for one, and it was
That was the only one left.
and it was number 38. So I was like, all right, I guess I'll be number 38.
The
So
only one that fits you. That was a good group of guys, though, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, that was unbelievable. That team was unbelievable. So it's great players, guys that had a lot of NHL experience or went on to the NHL to play, and we had a great team. I mean, we went to the finals that year. We almost the cup. Oh my goodness, look at that!
And then when he was done playing, he ended up my color man on the radio. Rogie, did you ever listen to our broadcasts?
Yes, of course, all the time.
I hope so.
I didn't miss one.
Oh, that's good. Even though I was there anyway.
That's great. Look at that. I love it. I love it.
It feels like a million years ago. I got 2 pictures of us right there.
Oh my
That's cool.
goodness. Yeah, those were fun days. Those were fun days.
Yeah, and tell everybody, Nick, about the IHL then, that you had a bunch of guys, they were too small, but they were good enough to play in the NHL, and how that would be totally different now.
Well, I mean, the IHL back then was kind of like most teams were split. Where NHL today they own the whole team, and so the IHL back then they had guys that were retiring or kind of stepping away from the NHL, and they want to play a couple of years, and so they would sign independent contracts with some of these teams, and so the league was unbelievable. And it was old. I mean, we had guys that were just, had a ton of experience. And so back then it was a great league, and it was a great place to play. And we traveled, flew everywhere. There was no buses. I mean, it felt,
It was 82 games. It's just like the NHL. Everything.
Yeah. I mean, the year after I stopped playing, you had Nikolai Hobby-Bulin was there for a year.
Yep.
I mean, so there was just a lot of great hockey. It was a good league. And I think they just maybe got into a position where the teams weren't able to generate enough revenue and pay the players, that were making, the big dollars at the minor league level anyway.
Yep.
And they just weren't able to survive. So, but it was fun. It was a blast.
Okay, Rogie. So you're a Vezina Trophy winner very early in your career with Gump Worsley. What was that combination like? And he was one of the great veterans of all time.
Oh yeah. And I was a rookie, and he was my roommate too.
What was he like?
Oh, he was nervous all the time. First of all,
Really?
he hated flying. He was scared flying. So, but if he was playing that night, we were on the road. You got to stay away from him because he was very nervous. But he could play.
Oh yeah, and he was pretty small too, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was about my size, but he was my size with
maybe a little wider.
Wider and a little Billy. At that time, I didn't have any Billy.
That's funny. And there you are, Rogie, in goal with the Montreal. I love this picture because you were active, and basically everybody said your athleticism and your quick glove was the difference between you and the other guys.
Yeah, I did like the challenge. A lot of goalies would pretty much stay in their crease. And me, I'd like to go around and stuff the puck behind the net. Jacques Plante was certainly one of the goalies that started.
Yeah.
moving the puck around and helping the defenseman. So I used to do that, and I liked that a lot.
Who did you learn mostly from as a kid
Well,
or a teenager?
probably Jacques Plant.
Okay.
We were, we were on the farm at that time when I was young, and all of a sudden, originally we didn't have any TV on the farm, so we listened to the hockey game in Canada with Montreal Canadiens on the radio, and then
okay.
Then later on, TV came in, and we never missed a Saturday Night Alive.
I bet. That's great. Well, Nicky, I know you said you have other things to do, like feed the goats or whatever you do over there. So you put your dad in the middle of that screen. I'm going to call you back a little later. I hope you're going to be around to watch what's going on, because we got some prizes, baby. This is going to be so much fun.
Sounds good. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. That's Nick Vachon. That's Rogie's son. And Rogie, when did you know that your son was good enough to play professional hockey?
At a younger age, when he was young, especially when I got to Los Angeles, he used to come to practice all the time, and also after practice, he would go on the ice with a couple of other kids, and he started pretty early, and he was very gifted.
Yeah, that helps. But he didn't want to play goal, right?
No. He didn't want to play goal.
By the way, how many people said you were crazy for wanting to play goal, for sticking your face in front of those shots all the time, right?
Yeah, I still got it. When people look at the old photos and they say, "Are you kidding me?" Yes. But in those days, we grew up without a mask, and it was a natural thing to do. So looking back, that was a little crazy.
Yeah. Did your parents try to talk you out of it ever?
Oh yes, many times. They tried to stop me, and but that wasn't my blood. I wanted to play goal. I wanted to stop pucks.
I get it. So early on in Montreal, you played with absolutely some of the greatest players who ever lived. I mean, that was a Hall of Fame team, not an all-star team. So tell us some of the guys you played with in Houston before you came up, and then when you did come to Montreal, you guys were already champs. Oh, you won 3 cups there.
Oh yeah. We, especially on my team in Houston, I had Serge Savard, Jacques Lemaire, Mickey Redmond, and all these guys. They're all the famers. So when they came into Montreal, some guys were a little older, so we took over the older guys, and never miss a beat. Everybody was so skillful that we kept winning cups.
Yeah, one of the guys that was getting older, but he was still amazing, and he's basically the ambassador forever for the Montreal Canadiens, was Jean Beliveau. What was it like to play with him? And he could have been the king of Canada if he wanted to be.
Oh yes. He was my idol too. When I came in Montreal, he has so much class, handled himself so well on and off the ice, and he was very skilled. I remember in practice, I concentrate on him, the one-on-one, and he kept beating me. So, he was so good with his stick, and a very good skater, and a great ambassador for Canadians for many, many years.
Yeah, there was something about him. I'm going to play. I went to the 2009 All-Star game in Montreal, which was the 100th anniversary of the team, a big celebration there. Did you go to that at all?
That was what year?
2009. They had the All-Star game in the middle of winter, and then they had the 100th anniversary of the team that year.
Oh, yes, of course there was that.
Yeah, so that was incredible. So I got a chance to speak to Mr. Beliveau, and I'm going to play 1 minute of that interview talking about coming and playing in L.A., which obviously you know what that was all about. Here I came all the way out here to Truth to meet you.
Well, thank you very much. You're very kind.
I wanted to ask you about your experiences coming and play in L.A. and when you played.
Well, certainly new to us. 14 of my 18 years were in a league where we were 6 teams. And I always enjoy going to Los Angeles. You can imagine, you have to go back to the context of the 1968, 69, 70. So for 3 years I play, and I always enjoy being there. And there were so many, not only Canadian, but so many hockey fans. And so I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, well, they used to say that teams coming out there, they want to be on vacation and not play hard. Was that the attitude, or
not that I can recall. Look how cold it is here today. So going to Los Angeles, you don't mind for a few days to have this warm weather.
Yeah, that's a big part of your move to Los Angeles was the weather. What was that like getting traded to LA? And what was the timing of that? I mean, it had to feel a little weird, like of all places, a million miles away.
Yeah, it was like a culture shock, really, because, leaving Montreal, winning 3 cups in 4 years, and then I wound up in LA in nice weather. That was totally different, like the culture
Yeah.
of covering hockey and that kind of stuff. It was totally different, obviously, because in Montreal, you couldn't hide. You can go to the gas station, and if you had a bad night before, they'll let you know.
Yeah.
But in LA, I remember we didn't have very big crowds, 5,000-6,000 people sometimes during the night. So it was easy to hide in Los Angeles if you had a bad day.
Yeah, exactly. That probably was the best part about your new job there, right? Because there was very little pressure outside of within the organization for you.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So you really had to motivate yourself by yourself, because all of a sudden you go to the game at night and it's nice and sunny with no snow, and we didn't have a very good team in those days, and some nights you're playing against Montreal Canadiens or New York Rangers, and if you're not motivated, you're gonna get killed.
Yeah, well, you better be motivated. But again, did you ever feel, though, that the visiting team was sort of like, well, we're in LA now, whatever, and the Kings are not that good. We're on vacation, and they weren't extra motivated either. Was that ever an advantage for you guys early in the early days?
Yeah, early on, we won a lot of games that way too.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, a lot of players would go at the beach during the afternoon and
exactly,
and then playing the game at night and not concentrating, ready.
Yeah.
So we took advantage of that for a few games.
So here I was texting with Nick yesterday, and I'm going through a couple of things. Literally, there's a couple of stacks of stuff in front of me. And one of them, of all the things in the world to find for this show, was the program that you played your first game at the Forum in LA.
Wow. Yeah.
Is that unbelievable?
Yeah.
That's Butch Goring on the cover, obviously. Yeah. And there is the roster against the Toronto Maple Leafs. And do you remember who you faced that day in that first ever game in LA?
Oh, look at that. Jacques Plante and Bernie Perron.
Yeah, and Bernie Perron played in that game. I forgot Bernie Perron played for Toronto.
Yes, he did, yeah.
Okay. Well, he played in that game against you.
He played for Boston as well, right?
Yeah. Isn't that great?
Really? Yeah, that's fantastic. I don't know, you found that.
There's on the right side, there's the actual little ticket stub for the game. I think it was $2.50 or something to get in. And there's your first announcers, Jiggs McDonald and Dan Avey. I'm sure you remember them.
Yeah, I sure do.
Yeah. And now look at this, Rogie. This was 2 days after you were traded to LA. They were able to turn this around into that program. There's your picture in the bottom right corner. We're still wearing a Montreal jersey, of course. This is all new. I mean, you literally just got there.
Wow. Yeah.
And there's the article on you in that paper. It says acquired on Thursday. I think this was a Saturday game. So they turned this around fast. You would never remember this in a million years.
No, it's been a while.
Yeah, exactly. But isn't that great that I found this?
Fantastic, yeah.
Exactly. And there's your first coach. You got to tell us about Fred Glover, who I barely remember was a Kings coach. He took over for Larry Regan, who was the coach and GM, and
Yeah.
I think he brought him in like a few weeks before you were traded there.
Yeah, he came in. He came in pretty much at, almost at the same time as I did.
Yeah.
And what I remember of Freddie, he was a hockey player before,
Yeah.
playing for some different teams. But during practices, he would dress up as a hockey player and not just like as a coach.
Right.
So he's still in his mind. He thought he was still playing.
Was he any good, or it was way over the hill?
He was a good player. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't remember as a player. I remembered him. I think he was with the Oakland Fields for a short time.
For a short time, I believe so. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So then here's the program, the score sheet from that day. Well, Maple Leafs beat you guys 3-2 in your first game. Do you remember anything at all about that game, or maybe how nervous you were? You must have looked around like, what am I doing here?
No, because actually, I asked to be traded from Montreal. So
Yeah, but you didn't ask for LA though, right?
yeah, because I didn't know I was going to LA.
Right.
When Ken Dryden came in Montreal,
Yep.
all of a sudden he won the Stanley Cup in '71.
Yep.
He was the MVP of the playoff. So I thought, I was still young, and
Sure.
I could have stayed a number two goalie and won a few more cups. But in the summer, I went to see the manager, and I said, well, I want to be traded. I don't care where I go. I just want to be the number one somewhere.
Yep.
So that's how I wind up in Los Angeles.
Yep. But the first game, was there a different kind of a feeling like, wow, I'm with a team on the West Coast and not a very good team at that time?
Yeah, no, we were a very average team. But, over the years, we got better and better. And all of a sudden, back in the 74, 75, 76, sometimes we were outdrawing the Lakers. That's how good our team is. Yeah.
Yeah,
It took a while.
What about playing for Jack Kent Cooke? What do you remember about him as an owner? Because he liked to meddle into everybody's business.
Yeah, I know. He was pretty tough,
Yes.
I remember a couple of times if I had one or two bad games, he would bring me in the office.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden he would say, you only use 10% of your brain. He was talking about something like that. So I had no idea what he was talking about. 10% of my brain?
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. So
he was a peculiar guy, obviously.
He was tough. Yeah.
Yeah. Did that affect you guys on the ice at all? Or were you able to just, once the game started, you were good?
Yeah, no. No, it didn't bother us, really.
Oh, good.
We knew who he was, and we just accepted it.
And here's a program I found as well of when you played at the LA Forum, and that was only I guess several weeks before you were traded there to LA. So you played in this game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So do you remember playing at all in LA for Montreal, or that was just too long ago?
Oh, yeah. I remember. Yeah. We played,
Okay.
I played 3 games in LA, yes.
Okay. Yeah. So I think there were about 10,000 people there that day, maybe even a few more, because as Jack Kent Cooke used to say in those days, Rogie, this is where all the Canadians who hated hockey moved to Los Angeles, right? In the early days.
I remember those quotes, yes.
Yeah, but they still love the Forum, though. That was our LA Forum. There you are. You remember taking these pictures?
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that a great one? Look at those bell bottoms.
That was a style in those days, long hair.
Exactly. And I love this one. This was in the one of the Kings programs. One of the important things, I don't know, how aware were you that they were trying to build you up into being the star? Because I know that's what Jack Kent Cooke was all about. He wanted stars there, even though he didn't have many, of course, at the beginning. Did he ever talk to you about that at all?
Not really, you know.
Okay.
But I was playing most of the games, and things were going pretty good before I got hurt there.
Yeah.
Busted my knee, so I was done for the rest of the year. So, but luckily I came back.
Yeah. That was the first year that you got hurt or second year you got hurt?
First year.
Wow. Yeah, that's brutal. That must have been a total downer because at that time, there was no guarantees with knee injuries, right?
Yeah, but on top of that, I was playing against Montreal Canadiens.
Oh, okay.
I got hurt.
Wow.
Yeah, in LA.
Okay. Interesting. I didn't remember that.
Yeah, there was a breakaway with Cournoyer and Jacques Lemaire all by
Right.
themselves
Yeah.
from the center ice all the way to the net,
Yeah.
and they kept passing the puck, and all of a sudden, uh, Lemaire passed at the right before the net.
Yeah.
He passed it to Cournoyer, and I went from one side to the other, and I just busted my knee, and that was the
Wow.
end of it. Yeah.
That's brutal. Yeah. So I'll show you this because this is a favorite memory of mine of yours. When you were in the hospital, your play-by-play guy, I guess it was Jigs at the time, said, please send Rogie a get well card. And I did. And this is what you sent back to me, a postcard of you, right? You
Yeah.
remember signing those cards in bed in the hospital?
I signed a couple, yes.
Yeah, well, there you go. You sent my best regards, Rogie Vachon, to my house.
That's funny.
Isn't that great? This says 1972, March.
1972. Yep.
Oh, so you must have played only what, like maybe a month or something before you got hurt?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I
didn't
forgot about
I
that.
didn't play
Okay.
many games, no.
Wow. Were you okay to start the next year, or did it take a while?
No, I was okay the next year, yeah. But in those days, it took a long time to recover, because
Yeah.
uh, you put the cast all the way to your groin,
Oh, wow.
a full cast.
Right.
So now, with the new technology, it's much easier to recover. But in those days, it took a while. It took a lot of therapy.
Got it. Well, you made it through, and then you had a hell of a nice career after that. And one of the things that I remember about you at the Forum was when people would chant "Rogie, Rogie." So you were a total fan favorite, and you probably thought, "Hey, you know what? Montreal is like a million years ago. This is good. I like this."
Yeah. At that time, that was my team.
Exactly.
Yeah. People, all of a sudden, we had a lot of people coming to the game, and they were getting exciting, and it was fun. It was fun to play at the Forum.
Yeah, you had some pretty good teammates too early on. One of them was Butch Goring. Tell everybody how exciting he was. And he was the difference with the Islanders. Until they got him, they were not the Stanley Cup champs that they became. He was the piece of the puzzle.
When he left us, it was tough, but because he was one of our top players.
Yep.
He wound up on the Islanders, and he made a big difference, really. They needed a guy like him, killing penalties. He was very good on faceoffs. He was a good little player.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
I wish he would be in the Hall of Fame too. I think he probably deserve it.
How many Stanley Cups does a guy need to win to get into the Hall of Fame? When when you win 4 straight like he did, right?
Yeah.
And again, he was the difference, no doubt. Who was the other? Any other specific players stand out to you from the early '70s that were really special to the local fans?
Yeah, we had guys like Whitey Whiting.
Yeah,
you remember?
Yeah,
a big sentiment. He was very popular. Everybody liked him, and we had Gilles Marat on defense. Everybody liked him too. He was a big guy.
Yeah, huge guy.
At that time we had some very good players.
Yeah, and did you ever feel like this town was going to come along and actually enjoy it? enjoy the hockey and get up to close to sellouts the first few years, or was it just, hey, we're just doing the best we can? We can't control that.
Yeah, well, at the start, it was disappointing a little bit because we didn't have not a big crowd. But
Right.
over the years, we got better, and we got into the 70s and, 74, 75, and all of a sudden, we were filling the building, and we were
Yep.
playing good hockey. And unfortunately, we didn't do well in the playoff for about 3 or 4 years, but during the regular season, we had big crowds.
Well, I got a couple of surprise guests for you that are going to join us via audio. They couldn't do this live. One of them is your former teammate, at least on the Canada Cup. You guys never played together with Montreal. I thought you did, but Larry Robinson told me you didn't, but he was your favorite player on that team. And let's hear from Larry as he talks about you and wishes you a happy birthday.
Larry, it's great to have you on the show. 10 times on the Stanley Cup, and I don't know more than 2 other guys who had their name on the cup more than you, besides Mr. Beliveau and the Pocket Rocket. Is that true?
Well, Serge.
Oh, Serge, okay.
On there, I think. Yeah,
Okay.
Serge has got it. And I think Scotty Bowman's got his name on there a few times as well.
Okay.
He was coaching on a couple of different teams, but not many. No, I've been very fortunate. Very fortunate.
Yeah, exactly. So what a history you have with Rogie. You scored your first goal off of him. What do you remember about that?
Yep. I missed a shot. But I have to admit, it was great because when I ended up joining the Kings in '89, and
Yep.
Rogie was the general manager, I kind of brought it up in the negotiations. So I think it helped me in negotiations that I scored a goal on him.
That's great.
No, actually, I think Rogie was already traded to L.A. before I came, but I mean his reputation in Montreal. But then we did play together in the '76 Canada Cup,
Oh, okay.
and Rogie saved our butts. I think if they gave the MVP to, I think, Bobby Orr, but if the truth be told, I think everybody to a man would have said that Rogie should have the MVP because him and Zarella did in that overtime game was just spectacular. Rogie probably played best hockey that I've ever seen him play. He was phenomenal.
That's great. Did you guys play together at all, like in training camp when you were first coming up, or because he was still with the team then?
No.
Never.
Yeah, no. I don't recall anyway.
Okay.
Because I wasn't even with the team. They had traded Rogie to when I came up. Kenny Dryden was the goaltender.
Got it.
Rogie was already gone. He was already in LA.
Got it. And what's the story quickly on Rogie saying, "Okay, I want Larry on my team in LA"? I mean, how did that happen?
Well, I don't know if it was so much Rogie. I think I had talked to Bruce McNall on the phone, and Montreal was only willing to give me a 1-year contract, and so I had was talking to Bruce, and Bruce offered me a 3-year contract, and if I didn't want to play the 3rd year, they were still going to give me half of my salary. So I said, geez, this is kind of a no-brainer. The story that I remember most with Rogie,
this is great, Rogie.
that when I first came to the Kings, I struggled a little bit with my play. I don't know. I just couldn't find the right way. And Rogie and Rick Wilson brought me into his office and sat me down. They said, "Listen here, we didn't bring you here to play like Wayne Gretzky and whatever. We brought you in here because of the way that you can play. So just play the way that you know how to play, the way that you've played before, and don't try to be something that you're not." And that it just changed my whole outlook and gave me much better perspective of what I was getting into. So I guess I could say Rogie kind of saved the end of my career a little bit, because I kind of found my niche then with the team, and we went on and had some pretty good success.
Yeah.
Because we actually should have won in, I think it was 89, 90 or 91 when Tikkanen kind of killed us in the playoffs,
Yeah.
scoring all those overtime goals and everything else. So.
Well, you were just a 38-year-old kid, I think, when you came over to LA, right?
When I retired, I was a 42-year-old kid. So, I was told very early that, we are playing a kid's game, and that's the way I approached it. I mean, we were fortunate to be able to play a game that we loved so much, and so that's how I looked on the game, and that's how why I probably lasted so long, because I didn't take it as a job. I took it as a game and had fun with it.
That's great. Well, again, I appreciate you coming on the show. And surprise, a little gift here for 80th birthday for Rogie.
Wow. Well, happy birthday, Rogie. I hope I make it to 80. So, God love you. And I think he's in Montana now, right, Ted?
That is correct.
Yeah, he's living on a ranch in Montana. Oh, that's great. Well, please pass on my hellos. Tell him.
Yep, you just did.
I missed him. All right, Dad.
Larry,
It's great to hear from Larry Robinson. How's that there?
Yeah, he is a wonderful guy too.
Yep.
Then he had an incredible career, and even after his career, he started coaching, and he was a very, very good coach too.
Yes, and I have two more guests that just connected who want to say hello to you. How about Mr. Tony Granato and Pete Demers?
Wow.
Hey, guys.
Hey,
Rogie,
guys.
happy birthday, buddy.
Happy birthday, Rogie.
Thank you, buddy. How's everything?
Tony looks like you haven't cleaned your camera in about 3 years. I don't know what, you're a little foggy there, Tone.
Yeah,
But,
that's probably true, Ted.
You got a
Hey,
quick,
Tony,
go ahead,
how many
Pete.
fingers?
3, Pete. Thank you. I never got that one wrong, Pete.
It used to be, how many fingers? 2. Close enough. Go play.
That is it. Get out there.
That's great. That's great. Okay, one at a time here. Tony, do you have a quick Rogie story that comes to mind of whatever era? It doesn't matter.
Well, first of all, when I was a little kid, I used to watch Rogie and admire him so much. Just that flamboyant Rogie Vachon, the whole everything about Rogie was cool. And I didn't get to meet Rogie until he traded for me, and that was one of my funnest days ever, getting welcomed to LA by Rogie, and I'll always be grateful for that, because he brought me in to join Gretz and Luke and the rest of the gang and Larry and everybody, and it was a really special time for me. And Rogie always just was flamboyant and energetic and made, just like Larry just said. I heard Larry say, we're playing a game and it should be fun. I think Rogie, every time he was around the rink and around us, made us smile and made us be proud to be an NHL player and represent the LA Kings.
How about you, Pete? You have a good Rogie story, and here's the Granatos right there.
All right, good.
Oh, big part of the Kings, and before we forget, Tony, you're now part of the Kings again.
I'm happy to be back. So Luke was very instrumental. Blakey last year, when Blakey was there, they kept saying, "You got to come be part of the Kings again. You got to get back here." And I live in Madison, Wisconsin. That's a little bit difficult.
It's a hell of a walk.
But I am going to come in and do some games this year, so I'm really excited to come back.
That's great. All right, Pete. I know you've gone fishing with this guy a few times.
Yeah, Rogie, not only were you one of my players, you were my boss and my GM, and I consider us really family right from the get-go. We have some wonderful memories of you coming down to Rhode Island to go fishing with me, and then we sent you home with a bunch of lobsters from my traps. Well, mostly from my traps, but maybe not all of them were from my traps, but you know how that goes. But yeah, we have great memories. Mom and Dad was so happy, and I got to take you on my boat, the Kingfisher, so that was great. And I only saw you upset Rogie one time.
Wow.
That was when the there was a rash going around the NHL, and so we were really paranoid. We didn't have any players to catch this skin rash, but we called it the NHL gunk. And so one day after practice, I took your arm and belly pad down to the washing machine and I put it in the washer. And I was going to go back to put it to hang it up to dry in the engine room for all night. And when I went back down there, the guy that cleans the laundry, he had already thrown it in the dryer and it got cooked in the dryer. And your belly pad came back the size of a teacup, a saucer. And you were a little upset about that. And, but one thing that's most important, people don't know that, we live our lives around loyalty and trust. Like for a player, it's talent and attitude, but for a trainer, it's loyalty and trust. And we like to see that transferred. So when the big guy came to town, when Wayne came to town, and this happens, he wanted his trainer, and it's emotional for me to talk about this. And I tell people this story, but Rogie said, Pete Demers is my trainer. We're not changing. And so that just goes to show you what kind of loyalty that Rogie had for me and trust that he had for me, that I was going to do a good job for him. And, people just don't know that there's, the camaraderie and sense of the family that we have in our game, it's diminished somewhat. There's 10 guys on the staff now. There were only 2 back then. Yeah. But there's only a handful of guys that you could really know that you could count on. And Rogie, I know that if I called you tomorrow morning and said, Rogie, I'm in trouble, you'd be on the next plane for me. And same with you, Tony. You'd be on the next plane for me, you guys, and I'd be on the next plane for you if you needed me. And that's how we roll in our game.
Yeah, it is. It's total. Hockey is similar but very different from every other team sport. There's something about it's a family forever. It's like you're in the hockey family. You're not just on the team family. Is that right, guys?
That's exactly right. Yeah.
That's a great point by you, Pete. And for that to happen and that to be part of that, it has to be someone at top that sets that tone. And I didn't know that story that when Wayne came, obviously I knew Peter Miller came with, but I didn't know that, Rogie said, hey, you're my trainer and you're Stan. And that does not surprise me at all, because that's what I felt like from the second I got there, was that we were family and we had each other's back. So Rogie, I'm going to echo what Pete just said about you. That's a trait that as players and as part of teams, you just love that somebody up top recognizes that that's the priority and the value of the organization. So that's what made those years in LA special. And Rogie, you were a big part of it. I know all of us that were there that did have a chance to play for you. We're grateful. And we're happy to celebrate your 80th birthday with you. We can't have a piece of cake with you, but we can figure out how to have a dessert tonight and celebrate with you.
A cigar.
Thank you, guys. Fantastic. Love you guys.
I appreciate you coming on, guys. I don't want to keep you forever, but this means a lot to me, and I'm sure I wanted to surprise Rogie, and we're not done yet, Rogue, but
that's wonderful surprise.
Okay, love you guys.
Yep, love you guys too. Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me on, Ted. Rogie, happy birthday, Pete. We'll see you soon. Go catch some fish,
Okay.
Pete.
Take care. Yeah. Bye-bye.
All right, boys. See ya. All right. So how's that, Rogue?
That was wonderful. Yeah.
Isn't that great?
2 great guys there. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And I didn't realize that that it was so different as far as what you meant to Pete Demers in his career, as far as just making sure that he kept his job.
Yeah, well, I respected for what he has done over the years for the Kings.
Right.
In those days, they only had 2 guys working, and they work all day, all night, taking care of the equipment, especially on the road. It was very tough. So, yeah, I had a lot of respect for Pete.
Okay, and another one of your ex-teammates couldn't make it live, but he recorded this brief thing for you from the Triple Crown line, Dave Taylor, another class act, and he wanted to wish you a happy birthday, too.
So, Dave, tell me the story about you and Rogie playing together for 5 minutes.
Actually, I played with Rogie my entire first year,
Okay.
and he was an outstanding goaltender. I mean, the first 5 games, I think he had 2 shutouts,
Oh, wow.
and probably the best game I've ever seen a goaltender play for the Kings.
Right.
We played the Islanders, and it was in these early 5 games. Was a 0-0 tie, and I think we got outshot about 45-20.
Okay.
And Rogie must have robbed Mike Bossy, who was a rookie, must have robbed him 5 or 6 times, like point-blank chances
Wow.
for Bossy, and Rogie ended up making the saves.
Okay.
Remember that,
What a
Rogue?
memory you have.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I still
remember
talk about it. I talked about it with Jonathan Quick. I think it was the best performance by Kings goalie I've ever seen in 48 years.
Wow. How about working together in the front office, and how much of that intertwined with what you did at the time?
Well, Rogie came back after he left the Kings. He signed as a free agent with Detroit, and
Yep.
then he moved on to Boston for a while, and then he came back to the Kings and became the general manager. Like, he always treated me first class. I guess I was the captain of the Kings there for a few years when he was the general manager.
Sure.
But we always had a really good relationship. And, even when I retired as a player and got into management, Rogie was a bit of a mentor for me.
Nice.
Actually, Sam McMaster was the GM, but Rogie was still with the team as the president.
Yep.
So, we were together for a little while there on the management side. And
So he showed
yeah,
you
he
the ropes,
just
Samran, huh?
yeah, yep. Helped show me the ropes, and he was always like a really classy individual, and just a great player.
Yep.
And I feel fortunate that I've had the ability to play with him that first year on the same club, and then to work with him in the management side as well.
That's great. Is it hard to believe that somebody of Rogie's stature is now 80 years young?
Well, happy 80th birthday to Rogie. I mean, that's absolutely terrific.
Yes.
He's probably 10 years older than me, because I'm going to be 70 here pretty soon.
Yeah.
So I don't know where the time goes, but just absolutely terrific. I actually went to a ceremony when he was finally inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame.
Outstanding.
I mean, I thought it was. I was pretty disappointed that he hadn't gone in there a lot earlier than he did. But
Yep.
I thought he was a lock for the Hall of Fame. But it took a while, but now he's in, and everything's great.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Dave, I appreciate you joining us, and I know you're going to get a big smile out of Rogie.
Okay, thanks, Ted.
How's that? Dave Taylor giving his little Rogie Vachon history there, Dave. Rogue.
That's wonderful. He's a class act, boy. Very nice.
He really is.
Great player.
Do you remember who picked you up at the airport when you were traded to the Kings?
Yeah.
Who?
John Wolfe.
Ooh, okay. Was there anybody else in the car at the time?
No.
Okay, because I got a guy who says that.
Well, anyway,
who picked you up at the night you arrived in L.A. And John Wolfe's not with us anymore, so he can't answer for that.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. I know John Wolfe would pick me up. I don't know if he had somebody else in there.
Well, some guy named Jiggs McDonald just texted me and said he picked you up.
Well, maybe. Oh, we did. It's been so long.
I know. I don't expect
I know
you.
John Wolfe was there. McDonald was there.
Okay.
Maybe. I don't remember. I know one thing. We made a stop at Melody Bar on the way to the Forum.
The Melody Bar. Okay.
When I got on the plane.
And you know who's on the phone right now? Butch Goring. Butch. You're trying to connect, but you can't connect. We're still doing the show right now, Butch.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, maybe can you say hi to him? Can you?
Sure, I can right now.
Can you hear him? Okay, talk to him. Talk to him, Butch.
Hey, Rogie, it's Butch Goring calling. How are you doing?
Hey, Butchie, how you doing, buddy?
He was supposed to join us, but for some reason he's not able to connect for a video call. But Butch, I appreciate you calling. What are your remembrances of Rogie, and especially very early, because you played in that first game with him?
I did very well, and my recollection is that Rogie gave up 5 goals. He was horseshit. That's my initial.
He actually gave up 3, but that's okay.
of course, listen, Rogie was a great player for us. I mean, he gave us responsible goaltending. He you know what? And the one thing about Rogie is that he was really competitive. Like when the team didn't play well, he didn't play well. We didn't win. He wasn't the guy that walked out of the dressing room and singing Dixie. He
Right.
was an unhappy guy, and so I mean that's what we needed. I mean, we were a team that was basically a 500 hockey team
Yep.
most of the time that we were there, and that didn't make, you know, he came from a championship organization in Montreal, so clearly he was used to winning. So he brought the right attitude to the LA Kings at that time.
Yep.
I will tell you an interesting story though.
Please.
And I don't know if Rogie will remember this, because we were playing in Detroit one time and we had a couple of days off. And of course, you know, you get on the road and you everybody goes out and has a few pops and has some fun, and it's team camaraderie, and you know, that's what makes such great chemistry. Anyway, I remember walking one night home with Joe Murata. It was in the middle of the winter, and who do we come upon? Is Rogie Vachon, and he's lying in the snowbank. And I don't know if Rogie remembers this, but Joe Murat picked him up, threw him over his shoulder, and we walked him back to the hotel. So that was the kind of teammate we had. We had fun, but we took care of each other. So, Rogie, I wish you a happy birthday. I wish you many more, and I have very fond memories of us together in LA.
Hey, thank you, Butch. Thank you, Butch. You should be in the Hall of Fame too, buddy.
Yeah, we talked about that, Butch. You're not in the Hall of Fame. I think that we should all just say we're not going to spend our money there until they do it.
Well, I appreciate the thoughts, and of course, Rogie is in the Hall of Fame, and
Yep.
well deserved. Had a tremendous career, but you know what? That for me doesn't. It'd be nice, but it's not the end of the world. I had a great career. I enjoyed my time in LA. I enjoyed my time with the Islanders, and I think, and Rogie would probably agree with this. When you're playing hockey, your only thought is really to win a Stanley Cup. You're not really thinking about what the Hall of Fame is or what it might mean.
Yeah.
You just go and you play hockey. And so we don't dream about, in my opinion anyway, we don't dream about getting into the Hall of Fame. We dream about winning Stanley Cups and having a blast.
Yeah, well, you did have a blast, and even when you weren't winning a lot, there was a great camaraderie with you guys, because I was around you a little bit, and I just remember that it was pretty special, even though your owner was a little crazy.
Yeah, it was a good time. There was a good vibe in the dressing room.
Yeah.
We had really good guys. And the thing about when with your teammates is that everybody understands they have a spot on the team, and they have something that they're supposed to do and accomplish. And I really felt that nobody was jealous of anybody, whatever their position was, whatever their ice time. We just went about our own business and tried to win as many games as we could. And like I said, we partied together. We had New Year's Eve parties together. Everybody, I felt, really got along, and so that makes things special, in a hockey team.
Absolutely. Well, again, thank you for joining us, Butch. I'm sorry we couldn't get you on the video, but you're coming in loud and clear, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Butch. Love you.
Thank you, Butchie.
All right, guys, and enjoy the party, and again, congratulations, Rogue.
All right, take care, Butch. Thanks for calling. Appreciate it. That's Butch Goring. I told you we had some good surprises there. Now, Jiggs McDonald was supposed to call in too, and for some reason, and Jiggs, if you're watching, call me. We'll take the audio over nothing right now. It's better than nothing. We got a few more surprises, but they have not been able to connect, and I'm not sure what's going on. Some of you guys over the age of 50, you can't figure out how to get online. You know how that works. What was this like, Rogue, when you got your number retired? You were the first to get it retired in Los Angeles in 1985.
Yeah, and that was really something that you never forget, especially being the first on the team. I had my old family there, mom and dad, and my own family there on the ice, and that's something that you never forget.
Yeah. Was it something they had let you know well in advance, or was it a bit of a surprise?
Somebody mentioned that before. Yeah. So obviously we could get ready and bring the family over, and
Okay.
so yeah, I knew that I was coming.
Yeah, at that time, Jerry Bust owned the team, and was it a big difference as far as when he took over, or was he more because he was, he wanted to be the basketball guy. He was learning about hockey at the time, so it wasn't his priority, but but your business was his priority. Was it a lot different when he took over for Cook?
Yeah, there was a big difference. Obviously, his his main team was the Lakers,
Yeah,
obviously,
exactly.
but he also wanted the Kings to do well, and he
Sure.
wanted. He used to come to most of the games, and then after the game, most of the time he would come in my office and spend a few hours
Oh,
and
nice.
try to learn the game itself.
Right.
All that stuff worked because he was a genius in basketball. He
Yeah.
knew everything about it, but over the years, he wanted to know more about how hockey works, and uh, he wanted our team to do very well. So
Yeah.
I was very appreciate what he was doing.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Yeah, he was an interesting guy, and his life was about partying. I know that.
Yeah, sometimes he would after the game he would come in my office, and I knew so we would spend a couple of hours
Right.
and talking about hockey, and then uh, some nights I knew I was in trouble when he would call somebody and say, "Okay, bring your back home." And he would stay in my office all night long.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then of course he would go home and sleep. I would go home and shower and come back to the office the next the next morning.
Oh,
So
wow.
it was a lot of fun. Yeah, yeah, he was fun.
Yeah, interesting guy. I also found this picture in one of the programs. You remember taking it? That's you with Butch on the far right and Gilles Marat on the left. And I think is that Terry Harper next to you? I think.
Uh,
I'm not sure. I think it's Terry Harper.
yeah,
Anyway, there's
yeah,
a
Gilles
there's a
Marat.
Montreal flavor there.
No, I think it might have been Backstrom.
Oh, you're right. That is right. Well, another Montreal guy. That is Backstrom. Correct. Yeah. So you guys had some pretty damn good players on that team.
Yeah, we did. Yes. Yeah, we had
Even though Ralph was on the back end of his career, he still helped for a couple of seasons.
Yeah, yeah. He always been a good player, especially in Montreal.
Yeah.
He was more as the defensive center.
Yeah.
Because you have Beliveau and Pocket Rocket as a center, so he was like a number three, but he was a very good player.
Yeah. There was for a while, a little bit of a Montreal Kings connection because some of the older guys come over here. And of course, you acquired Larry Robinson later on.
Oh, yeah, yeah. So that was a good move, too. Yeah,
wasn't it?
He played well for us, and then he wound up having a very nice career in coaching.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I wish we could have had Jiggs McDonald. I've asked him to call in. I don't know if he's getting the message or not. Bob Miller was supposed to call in. Jimmy Fox, if you're still there listening, it's okay. Please come on in and do whatever you'd like to do. I got a message from Jiggs. It says, Jack A. Cook asked me to pick him up. Probably the only time a play-by-play guy got that assignment.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, that's going way back. And LAX probably looked like a parking lot in those days, right? In the early 70s, it was probably 1/3 the size.
Yeah, early 70s.
Yeah, exactly. What is your other memory as we go into the Gretzky era? What was that week like for you as far as, okay, or even maybe weeks? How long in advance did you say, I know for sure we're going to get Wayne Gretzky?
Yeah, it took a while. Well, actually, Dr. Buss was trying to make a trade when he was the owner.
Yeah.
And he came fairly close, and he had set up the whole thing with the money and everything. And Mr. Pocklington in Edmonton had cold feet and decided not to make the deal.
Right.
When Bruce took over officially as as the owner of the Kings,
Yep.
we right away started pursuing that same goal, that same dream, and then it took a long time before everything came up together, and all of a sudden the deal was done.
Yes, but did you know like a few days, or was it, a week, or do you remember?
Months, probably months.
Oh, months. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like it was just working out all the specifics in the contract then, right?
Yeah. There is something that is always going to be there on the table, and it was just a matter of see if we can make it work.
Right.
And finally, it did happen, and
yeah. But the first time they told you this is going to happen, did you like say, "Come on, that's not going to happen"? I mean, it was almost impossible to conceive then.
Yeah. But I was involved in all that stuff too, so I knew exactly where we stand and
Right.
how far it was going, and because it was all the players involved and money involved, and
Yeah.
so it was probably the trade of the century.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. When it finally got completed, was there like just an incredible sigh of relief and thinking, oh, we belong here in Los Angeles like any other big time team?
Oh yeah, I remember when Wayne had a press conference, to announce that he's coming to LA. Right after the press conference, I think we sold all the tickets, even the singles, in hours.
Wow.
No, not even singles available to come to the forum. Everything was sold out in just hours. It was incredible.
Yeah, that is incredible. So when that happened, did you think like, okay, now my job is easy? Because you already built. I mean, that was a big multi-player deal.
Yeah, but my job was not that easy because at that time,
I didn't mean literally.
The best player in the world.
Yeah,
you got to make sure that all the other guys will fit in the system that we bring with Wayne.
Yeah.
So that's why we had to make a lot of adjustment in our lineup, bringing some other players that Wayne felt comfortable with.
Yeah.
And so it was something in process the whole time, over the years that Wayne was there. We tried to bring as many players that would fit the system that we had. And then, so it was constant work. Yeah. But it was a lot of fun.
And 93 had to be the most just crazy season psychologically, because you really had a great chance. You're up very close opportunity to close the door on the Montreal Canadiens on their ice. You could have been up 2-0, and we know about the McSorley curved stick, and then everything changed after that. And then they had all the overtime wins. That had to be one of the most frustrating times of your career playing or in the front office.
Yeah, it was very disturbing, really. We're getting so close. Don't forget that we're the whole playoff going all the way to the final. We started on the road, so
exactly
we had played a lot of hockey before the finals comes in, and then going one up, and with 2.5 minutes to go, have a chance to go 2 up. That would have made an incredible difference going to Los Angeles, being 2 up instead of 1-1. So
right.
I think that was a big difference there.
Yeah, and a lot of people forget that playoff run was just amazing. And I still think Game 7 in Toronto is the best playoff game I've ever seen. It really was amazing.
It was amazing, really. One of the top, yes.
Yes, and Wayne still calls it the greatest game he ever played.
Yeah, that was fantastic, especially when you win.
Yeah, but in Toronto, I mean, to think that the Los Angeles Kings in those days saying we've never won a cup. Of course, Toronto hasn't won a damn cup since before the expansion. But when you think about it, that was a tough ask in a Game 7 on the road.
Yes, it was. And I don't know. I don't remember if we had to come back from behind or. I know Wayne was just absolutely outstanding. he made the big difference, obviously.
Yeah. What did that do for the franchise itself, though, getting to the Cup final for the first time?
Yeah, well, it gave the franchise a little more I'm trying to find the name.
It's all right.
Credibility. Anyway, forget it. Anyway, it did the franchise a lot. All of a sudden, we had some new fans coming in the year after, and then all of a sudden it brought us to a different level. Oh, hey, little guy,
bring him on.
I got my little guy here. Yeah, he's heard something behind.
Oh, okay.
Right,
he probably hears those goats in the front porch there.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
I love your pictures, by the way. We're gonna go over that. You moved to Montana. What is it? Almost 5 years ago now. I mean, look at these. Nick, your son, sent these pictures. Just gorgeous.
Yeah, it is. It is quite a place. Yes, Montana. You got mountains. You look everywhere you look around from the house here. There's mountains all over the place. It is absolutely a gorgeous place.
Yeah, and you used to live pretty much on the beach, didn't you? It was a Playa del Rey?
Well, yeah, I was in Playa del Rey for a few years, and then my last few years were in Venice.
Okay.
Still close to the beach, but this is a little different living.
Yes, it is. I would say, look at you. Are you doing any work out there, or are you just killing time?
No, I'm doing the work.
You are? Okay.
Nick does a lot of work too, but we both mow the lawns and we do a lot of that stuff. We got a bunch of chickens there and mini goats.
How many animals do you have about? Do you know?
We have 10 mini goats, a bunch of chickens, 2 horses. No, we have 2 little pigs.
Oh, okay.
Billy pigs, mini pigs.
That's great.
Well, it's fun. Yeah.
Yeah, these are
relaxing on the.
This is the Rogie I know, smoking a cigar and pretending like he cares.
This is it. That's retirement for you.
That's perfect. And of course, nobody's going to stop you from golfing. So you still got a club not too far away, which is awesome. How is your game, sir?
Very average.
Okay.
But don't forget, I am 80 years old, so my drive doesn't go as far as it used to be.
Yeah.
But it's still a lot of fun, and I'm playing with this golf course here. We have a private course 10 miles away. It is absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
Look at all the mountains all over. And
yeah, it's fantastic.
It's gorgeous. Yeah.
It really is like almost perfection when you think about it.
Yeah, it is.
That is until it gets really cold in a few weeks, right?
Yeah.
How do you deal with that? I mean, is that when you say, "I wish I was back at Venice Beach"?
No.
Okay.
Venice Beach is over. We can take a little more snow and that kind of stuff. It's not as bad as back east completely, but it gets pretty cold in the winter.
Right.
You got the mountains here full of snow, and it's very pretty.
That's great. How about bringing Nick back here? Nicky, I'm sure he's in the side in the bullpen waiting.
Yeah.
Because we've got. I have to apologize because we had 3 or 4 guests who were supposed to come on and they never connected.
It's been awesome, Jay. What a great surprise. This has been unbelievable.
I did the best I could for you. I couldn't connect them from out of the blue while I'm doing a show.
Some of the old timers, yeah, a lot of good memories.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you deserve it, sir. No doubt about that. And I want to get certainly our show and tell section of this show. You got a couple of things to show us, so please do. This is great stuff, folks.
Just grab that. Yeah, he was.
This is like being back in third grade, right, Nick? Show and tell, baby.
Exactly right.
Oh yeah. So that was
Look at this.
then when they retired my jersey in LA.
Yeah.
That was the gift from the players.
Nice.
Yeah.
So that's your actual mask that they bronzed, or a caricature of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's beautiful. What else you got? You got a couple other things to show.
This one is Hall of Fame.
Ah, now you're talking, baby. Look at that. How great is that? Hey, Rogie, hold that up like it's a Stanley Cup. Would you please? There you go. Oh, now I can't see it. That's great. And I think you got one more thing to show.
I think there's a couple pictures and stuff like that. My dad's got a lot of memorabilia, but
yeah,
kind of locked away. And
yeah.
Do you have like a special trophy room or anything though?
Special trophy room?
Yeah.
No, not really.
Come on, Nick.
No. My dad.
He's got his 38 Ice Dogs jersey hanging up somewhere, but not all the great Hall of Fame stuff.
I don't deserve it, but I have the trophy room. No. That's humble. He's got a room that we hang out in, a little wine cellar, and he's got some really nice pictures up.
Nice.
But no trophy room, and a lot of stuff. Actually, he had a lot of memorabilia for years that I think he ended up getting back out there, and people have kind of gotten some of his old jerseys and all that stuff. So
I'm wondering, is the hardest thing about living in where you live so far away from where you're used to, just not seeing the people that have been in your life forever often?
You're asking me, Teddy, or
both of you?
Yeah, I mean, we're enjoying making new friends out here, and have people that we hang out with. But yeah, you miss the people that are around every day. And my dad was out there for years and years. And
yeah, I miss my golf buddies. I was playing like 5 times a week with the same group. So yeah, you miss your buddies. And but luckily we moved together as a family. So I'm here with my son and the kids and grandkids. So we're pretty happy here.
And how exciting is it to have a grandkid now playing in college in goal?
Yeah. And he's good. He's going to start this weekend playing for the Alaska. What's the first name?
The Nooks. The Alaska
Nooks.
Yeah.
The Nooks and Crannies.
The Nooks and Crannies. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, they play in first division.
Okay.
College, and that's going to be his first year. So we're pretty excited about it.
Are you able to travel at all to go see him play?
Yeah, I think the closest is probably Arizona.
Yeah, they next month they're going to be playing a weekend in Arizona, so we'll go out there and then they have a pretty heavy schedule. They do a lot of traveling. We're the following month we're going to go to Wisconsin. They're going to play the Badgers, and so we'll probably.
That's my team, my old team.
So yeah, he's super excited. He's worked hard, and he's ready to play, and he's enjoying it so far up there.
It's his freshman year.
Yeah, freshman year.
Okay.
Yeah, incoming freshman, and so he's fired up. He's excited. They've had a couple little inter squad scrimmages. They start this weekend with some exhibition games, and then they're off and running.
I'm always curious. I'm sure he grew up in LA, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So how was the move for him at the start? Was it sort of weird, or was it, hey, this is so different, it's like going to Disneyland?
It was different, but at the time it was right at COVID, and everything was kind of shutting down, and he ended up going to Braddock St. Mary's, so he was gone for a year already in Minnesota. So by the time we ended up moving, he was coming back, and he was kind of coming back and forth during the holidays and the summer. So it was a little tough for him at first because he didn't know anybody, but he's all about hockey and his friends. So he'd go back to Minnesota and play, and then he played juniors and all that good stuff. So, but the family's loving it; they're enjoying it. So
that's great. Well, as we wind down this show, guys. In my book, in my first chapter of my book, Touching Greatness, I write about how it was special for me to play catch with my father one time in my life, only once.
Wow.
And then he died young. He died at 55, and he was working all the time. So, he had to do what he had to do to provide for the family. Now the question is, what's it like for a Nick Vachon to have a Hall of Fame dad and get to be around him forever and play hockey around him? It's got to be unbelievable, because I mean, that's what almost every kid would love to have, that when you think about it.
I mean, I think that this move has been unbelievable, you know, for me, especially just to be able to hang out and be with them every day. We get to golf, and, you know, we eat family dinners every night, but I think also too with the grandkids and, you know, the whole family, we're here together, and it's been a lot better than I thought it would be. And we love it.
And just looking at the pictures, Rogie, I mean, that tells you everything. You could just look out the window every day and say, I don't need to look at PCH, baby.
Oh, this is it.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Welcome to heaven.
Yeah.
Well, guys, congratulations on a wonderful life together, and the 80th birthday celebration has been absolutely beautiful. Rogie, you only turned 81, so I wanted to do something special for you.
That was wonderful. Thank you for doing that.
Absolutely. And Nick, take care of Renee and everybody, would you please?
Will do. Great to see you, Ted.
That's Rogie Vachon's 80th birthday party. We did it, folks, from Montana, and everybody who couldn't make it, to Bob Miller, to Jimmy Fox, and Marty McSorley, and all those guys wish you a happy 80th birthday too, Rogue, just so you know. They're there in spirit. They just couldn't connect, unfortunately.
Ooh.
All right. So anyway, good night, everybody. Thanks for joining us. And this is going to be on YouTube for you guys to enjoy forever. Happy birthday, Rogue. Thank you.
Thank you, my friend.
Thank you. Take care.